Everyone, welcome to the show. So, new details have been revealed in a court filing about the case against Taylor Taranto. You guys will recall Taranto is a Navy veteran. He is now a January 6th defendant, and he was the man who was arrested in the former president's neighborhood, Barack Obama's neighborhood. He was live streaming from there. He said that he was going to break into Obama's house, also the home of John Podesta. Well, the new court document pertains to the government's request to keep him in custody. And it says that Taranto believed he was on a, quote, one-way mission to hell. So some of the information was apparently meant to be blacked out, but it's for some reason still visible. And the document notes U.S. District Judge Carl Nichols, who's presiding over this case, he decided to keep Taranto in custody pending his trial, in part due to messages that he was exchanging on Telegram, and he was plotting to kill politicians, more than what we knew. So for instance, in one message, Taranto wrote, quote, "We have to kill everyone who got in my way," and quote, "I need you to seek vengeance against them." In a Telegram message Taranto sent in May of this year, he said, quote, "This is the biggest contract I have ever satisfied. We have to kill them all." And quote, "Payout is in the hundreds of millions." I don't believe there was a contract. I think that this was all in his mind, but I guess we'll find out. In that message, also, Taranto talked about a plan to somehow implant a tooth rigged with an explosive device in the mouth of Vice President Kamala Harris. Don't know how he planned on doing that, how he was going to get a tooth into her mouth, but okay. In another message, Taranto encouraged militias to rise up and kill, quote, traitors. And he wrote, quote, "I'm not in any way encouraging you or anyone else, but those in positions of power and authority to try and execute those who willfully betrayed the American people. But if they fail, it will be up to the free constitutional militias that the same traitors are trying to terrorize by undoing the Constitution. They have an affirmed constitutional duty to deploy and kill any traitors." And then in June, just prior to Taranto's arrest, he messaged the same person and he told them, quote, "We still have to kill them all." Now, I want to point out, this is a guy who was inside the Capitol on January 6th. This is the type of person who was roaming the hallways, allegedly assaulting officers and searching for lawmakers. But you've got the right trying to paint these people as peaceful tourists. What would a guy like this have done? Right? A guy spewing this kind of violent rhetoric. What would he have done if he had found one of the Congress members on January 6th? And let's remember, Taranto is also named as a defendant in a wrongful death lawsuit brought by Officer Jeffrey Smith's widow. She alleges that Taranto handed this tool, this supposed self-defense tool, to another member of Trump's mob, January 6th convict David Walls Kaufman. And the lawsuit against them claims that Taranto and Walls Kaufman allegedly beat and attacked Smith. They caused a traumatic brain injury that led to his ultimate suicide. And what's really ironic and so telling about the MAGA crowd is that Taranto and others are all turning on each other because of their insane conspiracy theories. Following his arrest in Obama's neighborhood, Taranto was apparently attacked in jail, and the inmates told the Gateway Pundit that they believed Taranto was an informant for the FBI, so that's why they attacked him. And then other news outlets have pointed out that Taranto has repeatedly accused January 6th participant Ray Epps of being an FBI informant. And then also, prior to his arrest, Taranto was hanging out with that group you guys may have heard of outside the DC jail. They're on Freedom Corners where they hang out. So Taranto was kicked out of that group because he started telling everyone there that Ashley Babbitt was a government plant, that she was an FBI agent or something. So it's insane. These people have just lost it. They're all pointing the finger at each other. It is crazy. So anyway, I will keep you all posted on this story. I will let you know when I hear more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, please subscribe if you have not. Please become a donor or a supporter if you possibly can. It really helps to keep the show going. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.